some kind of brain machine interface that can give you cybernetic superpowers, I think is probably good. It could, help people that have brain or spine injuries. Enable people who never spoken for years to speak again, which we've done. Give people eyesight who have lost both eyes of the optic nerve, or maybe have never even seen at all, blind from birth, by direct interface to the optical centers in the brain. You can actually restore eyesight, or give people eyesight that they've never had before, and you can enable people to walk again, which I think is profound. I mean, these are kind of Jesus level things, I say, like, when technologies are hitting like Jesus level miracles, that's pretty good.
Elon Musk is back at it again. Elon Musk just said humans will soon have cybernetic chips and plants that will enable godlike powers, describing the chip as creating Jesus level miracles. The implant is called Neuralink. When he puts this chip inside your brain, and it helps people who maybe can't speak, who have like spinal injuries, it may help them walk, helps people's eyesight, and people are going to gravitate to that because they might be dealing with some type of disability, right? Again, if y'all know the Bible, it just makes you think of the mark of the beast. It talks about in the book of Revelation. All right, so let's read it. This is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16. And it says, "It forced all people, great and small, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hands or on their foreheads." Could this be the mark of the beast? It possibly could be. You're comparing it to God-like powers. You're comparing it to Jesus-like miracles. You think he's saying, that's not a coincidence that he's saying those type of things, right? We know that Jesus was a healer. So now he's trying to come in and play this role of trying to be a healer, right? But we know he is working with, the enemy, the devil. It is demonic, right? Trying to do the things that he's doing. So, man, be careful, anybody out there who has already gotten, who's thinking about getting these things, because there's going to be a lot of people that's going to run and want to get Neuralink, right? Because they see the things that it will be able to do for them, right? So again, I believe that Elon Musk is trying to get people to get the mark of the beast and leading people to that. So, man, y'all just be careful, man. Have some discernment. Stay prayed up out here. All right, God bless y'all.
The fourth development, digital ID systems worldwide. Governments around the world are implementing digital ID systems. The European Union has a digital identity framework. India has Aadhaar, a biometric ID system for over 1 billion people. China has a social credit system that tracks every citizen's behavior and financial transactions. These systems are being sold as convenient, as secure, as necessary for modern life, but they're also the foundation for total control. Once your identity, your biometric data, and your financial accounts are all linked in a digital system, you can be tracked, monitored, and controlled in ways that would have seemed impossible just a decade ago. Development 5, the cashless society movement. The push toward a cashless society is accelerating. Sweden is nearly cashless already. Other countries are following. The argument is always the same. Cash is dirty. Cash is used for crime. Cash is inefficient. Digital payment is cleaner, safer, more efficient. But here's what happens in a cashless society. There is no privacy. Every transaction is recorded. Every purchase is tracked. Every financial decision is monitored. And if the government or the Antichrist system decides you shouldn't be able to buy something, they can simply turn off your access. No warning, no appeal, just nothing. The fifth development, surveillance capitalism and tracking technology.
Hi, everyone. This is Dr. Sherry Tenpenny, and I want to do a quick update about a document that got passed by the United Nations this weekend called the Pact of the Future document. It's 2 parts, one on science and technology and one about the youth and future generations. It is quite egregious, and it was done by a procedure called the silence procedure, which makes it a pact, and if no one objected, it is automatically adopted and put into the record as being completely adopted. This is the World Health Organization's runaround, since our end around, since they were not able to get the World Health Organization treaty passed. They decided to take it to the General Assembly, and it is even more egregious than what the World Health Organization was wanting to get passed. Let me just read you something really quickly about what is inside of this pact that is now being accepted by 193 nations around the world and equally open-armed accepted by our current administration. It says that this is the power structure fully digital and maximized for the control of the masses. Everyone will be expected to have a biometric digital ID that marks them not just as citizens of an individual country, but as a global citizen. So anytime you hear global citizen or anytime you hear sustainability, think that this is an egregious thing that's happening at the level of the World Health Organization and the United Nations. Anyone that has a dissonant opinion will be labeled as misinformation, disinformation, or malinformation and memory hold. Perpetrators for unapproved information will be fact-checked and punished by the system, which will be operated and enforced by artificial intelligence. Punishments will include being locked out of one's bank account, being unable to make certain purchases, unable to get on an airplane, on a subway, drive on public roads. This is the future, according to the world's self-appointed overlords at the United Nations. These are unelected bureaucrats that are making decisions about our country, our sovereignty around the world.